Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. If you're new here, if you could smash the subscribe button, it really helps me out. And also, if you could smash the like, it goes a long way in regards to channel growth. Anyway, we've all been aware of what's been going on for the past few weeks, past few months. This coronavirus has swept the world. Many people have different opinions on it. I'm going to keep mine to myself for this video, but I'm not necessarily concerned with the virus per se. I'm more concerned about people's reactions to it, in all honesty. But that's for another video. This really is just I guess a word of advice. You know, a word of advice. What I would suggest is prepare yourselves. The world is changing, and this, in my opinion, could be a pivotal turning point. What I would suggest is once this actually blows over, which it will, I would, take heed from this experience and first and foremost actually prepare for the next time this happens, because it will happen again. I believe, I've got the feeling anyway, that this is not going to be a one-time occurrence. I could see this happening numerous times in the next few years. So I would always, first and foremost, have a stocked house, a stocked cupboard full of food, have a freezer full of food, long-lasting foods, canned foods, etc. The simple thing is, be prepared for this to happen again, because in my opinion, it will happen again. But that's really stating the obvious, I'm somebody who always kind of stocks up anyway, so I've not really been panic buying or anything like that. But anybody who kind of, shops for the day and don't really shop in advance for like multiple days, I would start actually stocking up and, building a stockpile full of food and water and things like that. But not only that, things like this, this virus, economically it's going to cause a lot of issues. So if you're in a position right now where you don't have savings to fall back on and things like that, and listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I would be very worried right now. A lot of people's jobs are at risk, things like that. The economy is really kind of taking a big hit. So things could go south real quickly. In fact, a lot of people have actually lost their jobs already. I know a couple of people in the hospitality business who have already lost their jobs. Now, fortunately, they've got savings to fall back on and they're okay for a few months. But if you're one of those people who live paycheck to paycheck, then in my opinion, you really need to start making a savings plan for the future in case something like this happens again. You should really be doing that anyway, but you really need to be preparing for things like this to happen again in the future. Again, I think they will do. I really do. And listen, if you're in that position where you are living paycheck to paycheck, but you can afford to save money, you're just blowing it, then you really need to alter your ways, because you could be in a lot of trouble. You really could, If you're making enough money to where you can save money per month, then you really need to do it, Save some money, set it aside, don't touch it, and keep it for a crisis, If there's any ways you can make that money grow, then obviously do it. But have a lump sum of money set aside to cater for things like this in case you lose your job, or maybe somebody in your house loses their job. Have a set aside amount of money just in case. Now, I know a lot of people in this day and age, they aren't in the position to do so. A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck because they don't get high wages, and that's a reality. But there's always things you can do. Like, I'm not the biggest earner in the world, but I've got a couple of side hustles where maybe my side hustles earn me an extra £200, £250, £300 a month. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you totally ignore that money and set it aside, it soon builds up. It really does, So I would actually think about looking at other ways to make money when you're not working. The internet's a wonderful thing. There's a lot of things you can do on here, Like my YouTube channel, it doesn't earn much, but it's one of my side hustles. I do earn some AdSense from this channel, and that goes towards my side hustle amongst other things. but there's certain things you can do to make a bit of extra cash on the side. And what I would suggest, use your regular income to pay your bills, to pay your mortgage or rent, and try to get a side hustle to build up a little pot for when things like this happen. Because again, a lot of people are woefully ill-prepared for this outbreak. They really are. And that's horrible to see. It really is. It's horrible to see. And yeah, people really need to, they need to use this as a wake-up call, basically. Wake up, prepare yourselves for things like this to happen in the future. So the next time they do happen, which they will, you'll be in a better position to deal with it. I know I'm preaching to the choir, and I don't really want to sound all high and mighty, but listen, I would really look at this outbreak, this pandemic, as they're calling it, and, use it as a wake-up call. If you've not lost your job, then that's great. But from this day forward, you guys really need to make contingency plans for events like this happening again. And I'm pretty certain that they will. Also, if anybody's got spare time during this outbreak, it's probably time to level up, try and learn new things. Try and learn ways on how to invest your money if you have any saved aside. That's what I'm doing right now, kind of looking through things, trying to figure out where to put my money, the money I have saved. Again, I'm not rich by any means, but I've worked hard to save X amount of money, and it's sitting there right now. I need to, do something better with it and get some sort of return on it. So I'm looking right now in various investment ideas and things like that. I would use this time to try and level up, learn new things, learn investment plans, or learn new skills. We really need to make the most of this time because we need to be better prepared for when this happens again, to be honest. Financially and things like that, I'm okay, but even mentally and spiritually, it's been hard. It really has been hard. So I need to look at myself, make adjustments, make improvements for when this does happen again. I can actually cope better with it, I guess. Again, I'm not scared of a virus by any means. In fact, I'm more scared of the fact how the public are reacting to it, how ready they are to take orders and things of that nature. How they're entrusting their governments so willfully, giving up rights literally, and that's what's going to come out of this. Believe you me, the governments all across the world are going to take more of your privacy rights after this outbreak. Mark my words, it's going to happen. You may think I sound like a conspiracy theorist right now. It is what it is. Time will tell. 5 years' time, come back, and then, we'll see if I'm right or wrong. But yeah, take this as a warning, man. We all need to level up, do better, and be better prepared for this happening again. That's what I'm saying in this video. We're getting all the advice out there on how to be safe in regards to the virus itself, washing our hands, self-isolation and things like that. But nobody's really talking about how to actually live day-to-day life through this pandemic. How to get by, how to prepare for events like this. Nobody's really talking about that. So, again, I'm preaching to the choir. You guys are going to have to do your own research, but there's certain things that everybody can do to prepare better for the next time this happens, But, yeah, it's a terrible situation, to see the public, the way they're reacting, I think is extremely concerning, in all honesty. And yeah, it's a crazy time right now. It really is. It's I don't know. It's distressing to see how people are responding to this, And obviously with this whole lockdown, self-isolation, laws are getting enforced to actually put this in place. I would, try to keep in contact with your close family, your friends, speak to people regularly, don't let your mental health slip. We're not supposed to be cooped up in a room all day like caged animals. We need interaction. We need to speak to people, And to me, doing it on the phone, it's not as good as having a conversation in person, obviously, but it's something at least. So yeah, in the very least, at least try to keep on top of your mental health, I'm not one of these people who, preach about mental health or things like that. In all honesty, I think that's overblown. But one thing I know, we're not supposed to be on our own, stuck in a room all day. That'll make anybody go stark raving mad. So yeah, make sure you contact people, your friends, your family, you know, try and have a few conversations per day, catch up and things like that. Anyway, just really a rambling video, you know, just wanted to get a few things off my chest and just share my 2 cents on this whole quote-unquote pandemic. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Tell me what you think of this video. Share tips in the comments, man. If anybody's out there who's got some tips for people, fire them away, man. Drop some comments in the video. Share your tips, because I think a lot of people could do with them right now. But anyway, something a little bit different. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as you can do, I guess. It's not really a positive subject. But yeah, I thought I would share my 2 cents on this whole story. Share your thoughts below. Peace.